All right, guys, game one. We're going up against Levin here. I checked his account. He was a Golem player, so I was expecting Golem, and I'm like, all right, if I go Executioner with Lightning, you know, if he runs Pump or anything, I'll be able to have a good counter against him, and I was expecting that. But he ended up playing Hog Rider. So it was pretty interesting to kind of see that he wasn't going to play Golem first. But even if he did go Golem, like, we still have a great matchup here. We got Lightning. We got Executioner. We can get that 3-card cycle in. Kind of messed up with that boss band ability. I did not warm up at all before this, so this is my first game. And I also missed that snowball there. When I missed that there, I was like, oh no, like, I'm going to be cooked. But I wasn't. I just had to play defense, play safe. And eventually, I'll get that chip damage in. And he makes some mistakes where I'm able to get my Ram Rider to get some connections. He has a pretty fast cycle, but also one thing that I didn't realize, he has no evos. I do not know if this guy messed up. He forgot to put in his decks. Maybe he just forgot to put the evos in the slots. But I genuinely believe that he thought that he was going to be able to, like, he just wasn't prepared. Like, I guess he just didn't know. Like, this guy, Levin, he was a pretty good player too. Good finishes. Everybody that I'm playing in this, that like, is a good player. Obviously some are better than others, but this guy here, I was expecting, you know, a little bit more. I'm like, oh, I didn't even realize he had no evos until, like, pretty much like the end of the game. So yeah, he used his bomb tower, so we go in with a Ram Rider basically. I could have went Snowball to kind of like try and predict those skellies, and maybe the Ram Rider would have gotten like maybe an extra hit in there, but I was just trying to play things safe, not really like overcommit too much. And yeah, but I feel like this deck, I used it quite a lot to get my first top 1k season, but I didn't use it to finish it out, and I really don't know how to play it like that good. That lightning there, like, it was somewhat good. We're up a lot of damage, so we can take some. But one thing I had to watch out for is that Fire Spirit Log combo, because that was really the only way my guards would have been taken out. But I thought my Executioner connected there. It didn't, but we're still in a good position here. I really am just playing it safe. Looking back, I probably should have just went like Boss Bandit there, but Log Guards, it's whatever. I don't know if Boss Bandit would have prevented that second hit from the Hog, but again, it's not like it really mattered too much. And I really did not use Evo Snowball at all, because like there really wasn't much for me to kind of snowball in this situation. Like, I could have taken those skellies out, could have maybe the Ram Rider might have been close to the tower, but I knew it wouldn't be enough for it to connect. So again, playing super passively, and I have everything I need. Evo Executioner. I can get this Boss Bandit 3-card cycle if we really need it. But yeah, I do get some lightnings when I can. And that was a good lightning because, you know, he went Hog, and we have Ram Rider slowing it down. Somehow it still slowed it down when it was like already there. I don't know how it did that. I was a little worried there. But again, I have Evo Snowball, Evo Executioner, and here I finally used my Evo Executioner. I believe the Hog does not get a single hit there, and I was feeling pretty confident here. I believe I go another Ram pretty soon. After this right here, I believe we're gonna get a Ram in, and then we can get a Lightning. But he does go another Hog, so I do have to go guard, so I can't go in with another Lightning. But I end up being able to, because the tower's targeting Boss Bandit. You know, he gets back to another one, but it doesn't really matter too much. He used his building again, but we got Ram Rider. It's gonna go to the tower for free. And it connects, and basically all we need is a snowball. And we took game one against Levin, and I was feeling really good after this. My first CRL performance, I was really nervous, and I did not have like decks I was really confident with, but now it's like the first time in the meta where I have multiple decks, like at least 4 decks I'm pretty comfortable with. So I was expecting him to go Golem second game here, so I went with my P.E.K.K.A. Bridge Spam deck. Now I use this P.E.K.K.A. Bridge Spam deck whenever I think they're going to run a tank or graveyard. And I went Battle Ram at the bridge to kind of force out, see, oh, is he actually playing Golem? Once I saw the Bar Barrel and Lumberjack, yeah, we knew it was Golem. But the one thing about this is, again, he had no Evos, and I don't know if the outcome would have been the same if he had Evos, because he should have Evo Lumber, he should have Evo Edrax. So I guess we can kind of look at some interactions here to kind of see. But this is such a great deck because we got Void. So if he ever went Pump, then we could go with our Void. But what I was doing is I was spamming so much, so I wouldn't allow him to get any pumps down. Maybe I should have, but we never gave him that value there. I was able to get Voids down. I didn't want to go Void just yet. I could have went Void on that E-Drag, and maybe my Golden Knight would have gone a little bit. But again, didn't want to reveal it, and I was worried he was going to go Pump. And yeah, it just would have been a bad play to do it because he has Pump. So again, we're just cycling my Evos, just trying to make it so we can't place the Pump. We're kind of in this tricky situation, you know, but again, I believe like right here I realized, I'm like, does he not have Evos again? And I really did kind of feel bad for the dude, but you know, he was kind of putting up a fight. So it is what it is. You know, guess he just has to be like better prepared. He would have Evo E-Drag here. Maybe the barbs. I guess that interaction wouldn't really have changed what would really happen there. So, but yeah, I didn't really check up on this guy and see if he decided to change his decks and put Evos in or anything. But he was like a top 300 player, I believe. So, just a little confusing. But again, I have the hardest counter possible, and it was just like good deck picks on my part, like just kind of expecting him, like what he could possibly have. Like one thing about like these games I'm showing you guys is just my ability to like kind of guess what my opponents are using just based on like what they have used and like what they think I'm gonna use, and then kind of countering that. There's a lot of mind games when it comes to CRL. Like, yeah, you can be good with certain decks, but you can play your best deck and lose because your opponent's gonna build a deck that's gonna hard counter your deck. So it's really just a lot of mind games, to be honest. But yeah, the Evo Zap Void combo is just absolutely deadly. Now I was getting a little worried here because, you know, my P.E.K.K.A. was dying, my Evos was dying, and I'm like, oh no, like I really hope he doesn't get a Golem at the bridge here, which I wish we could see his Elixir. I don't really have the replays anymore, but if he just went with like another Golem, I mean, he probably could have gotten some, but I think that with my potential 3-card cycle with Void, with Ewiz, Mother Witch, like there's just too much for him to sort of deal with. I'm constantly getting this chip damage, constantly creating pressure. And it's great because when you play Golem, you know exactly how to play against another Golem player, and so it just was it was pretty easy to kind of keep him busy and not able to kind of build those pushes that I knew he desperately wanted to do, but again, not allowing him to. So we're just basically just playing defense the whole time. And I was a little worried there because the Lumberjack, oh man, I barely caught the Lumberjack there with the Bandit. That was really scary. But now I get a Void down on this E-Drag. At this point, I'm like, does he even have Pump? I was like, maybe he doesn't have Pump, because sometimes they run these type of decks without Pump, and again, we're still getting that tiny chip, just getting Void down, taking out that E-Drag whenever we can. And 20 seconds left. Again, I was still kind of worried because he did get that Golem and got some damage in earlier, but he just never, like, I genuinely think if he just went with another Golem, like, he definitely would have been able to kind of get some more damage in. Again, I'm not sure if he genuinely could have, but I just played stellar defense there. And I started off CRL 1-0, 2-0 my first opponent. I was feeling great, and actually I was pretty excited because I felt super confident with these decks. Mind you, I didn't even play my Golem deck. I didn't even play Goblin Giant either because I had Golem, Gob Giant, P.E.K.K.A, and the Executioner Ram Rider deck. So here we got Rev Sky. Now, I lose this game, but we're going to take a look at exactly why I lose it. I'm not going to show you guys the entire match. It's this point right here. I go P.E.K.K.A. 4 elixir, 7. And so he's up. And then I go another 4 elixir and just to take out the mortar. But that was just not good on my part. I should have just taken some damage here. And I lose off of this push here. I go Mother Witch. I probably should have just went Void on the Dark Gob, or I should have went Bandit. But I was trying to get Ewiz. And I don't know why, but then there's just too much going on. I can't defend the right and the left. And it was basically impossible for me to kind of come back in this situation. So the rest of the time, he's just kind of defending. I did almost break through at the end, though. I'm just going to kind of skip ahead and show. All right, it's this push right here where I'm able to get some good damage in. And I thought that I was coming back. If I came back from this, it would have been generational. But we get Evo Zap, we get Void down. And the Ram Rider is on the tower, just absolutely destroying it. And if those Spear Goblins weren't there, we probably would have gotten another one. But I should have gotten a Golden Knight earlier. I was just kind of like watching and not really like playing reactive. But generally, like there were so many opportunities. Like if I just played smarter in the beginning of the match, like I would have had it. But I played this deck because I was expecting him to go Graveyard because he was going Graveyard quite a lot. And I was like, oh, he's probably not going to go Mortar first. Because I did see he was playing Mortar and Graveyard. So I was like, all right. But then second game, I'm like, okay. I'm down 1. I'm just going to go with my bread and butter Golem. And that's what we do here. So we just start off with a Bar Barrel first play. It's not really like the worst thing. And see, you almost saw me go Baby Dragon into the Furnace. The best play against Furnace is a Spirit Empress. Now, it's not a positive elixir trade by any means, and sometimes if they're playing like Gob Giant, it can be pretty bad. But he's playing RG here, and I feel pretty confident against RG. You're going to see here, Rev here makes a big overcommitment, and we don't get vines. He gets a nice fireball. But you know what that means? I can just go pump in the back. And my friend Lars was telling me right now, he's like, oh, you should just defend. And I almost bar barrel that, but I was like, you know what? I'm going to take that damage. And, you know, I kind of knew that he could have gone RG Fisherman, but he did not have enough elixir there to go with the Fisherman. So it was pretty good on my part to kind of, because we knew that the RG would have been coming down. And we were worried about that Fisherman, which is why he wanted me to defend. But deep down, I play Golem Pump so much, I know that, like, you know, I'll be able to defend. And the Empress hits like a truck. Like, Empress is super underrated, even after the nerf. Look at this interaction right here. We get Vines down, able to take out the Monk. He's going to get Ability down, thinking that it crosses the bridge, but it doesn't. So the Fire Spirit and the Furnace go around the Monk. The Princess Tower targets the Furnace, and we only take 1 Fire Spirit shot. We get another pump down. He has the Fireball, but at this point, double elixirs coming up. We're gonna go Golem in the back. Now we might lose the entire tower here. I'm pretty sure that he does go in with an RG at the bridge, and then, but I think we're able to defend it just barely. The slow from the Evo Baby Dragon is great. We get Empress down. Fisherman's pulling our Golem up. Like, thank you for that. Yeah, 421 left. And there's just genuinely no way that he can really stop this. We got Vines in case... Like, I had my Vines ready, but he goes Furnace instead of Fisherman. And I thought he defended this, but... you know, we got Evo Lumber. Gets 2 shots on the tower. And the Golemites are going to be able to finish off the tower. And at this point, I'm just like, okay, he's got to get 2 fireballs down in 20 seconds, or he's going to go RG, and we just got to play some defense here. All I needed was 1 Vine on the tower to take it out. We get Vines down, we get Bar Barrel. The Evo Baby Dragon is also slowing it down. not allowing it to get a hit. And right now I'm just cycling back to my vines ASAP here. And we take the second game here after almost losing. Well, I lost the first one horribly, but we came back, won the second game. And right now I'm like, okay, I'm just going to go with Goblin Giant with Prince. I don't really know what he possibly could play at all. But also this game's kind of crazy too because he's playing P.E.K.K.A. He's playing P.E.K.K.A. Ram Rider, and I somehow won. Now, I know how I won. It was because of Evo Witch. Now, before the tournament, people were running Evo Witch. Like, literally the day before, people were running Gob Giant, Evo Witch, which was pretty new at the time, but now it's really meta. The problem, I was going to go Furnace with this deck, but I'm so glad I didn't because there are some interactions. Also, I don't really know why he just goes like P.E.K.K.A. on the opposite lane because we're able to... Well, I kind of hesitated, which allowed my minions to go in front and get taken out, which would have been helpful in this situation. I don't know how I defended this. I do know. It's because of Witch. Witch against P.E.K.K.A. is actually really good. And on the right, it was a little menacing there. We got the Berserker, but Rage cleaned up everything pretty nicely. And yeah, I was just surprised that I was able to do so much damage and also defend without taking much. And at this point, I still was pretty worried because we didn't really know exactly what else, he was going to play. But you'll see that the Ram Rider, yeah, like I should have just waited till he went Ram Rider or just see what he did. But instead, I was kind of getting patient. But at this point, I'm just like, okay, we're just going to go Gob Giant. We're going to go minions. And it ends up paying off massively because the P.E.K.K.A. is just taken down. With these arrows here, the Gob Giant is able to take out the P.E.K.K.A. and we're able to take out the tower here. But even when I did take out the tower pretty much right there, part of me was still like, okay, he can still Ram Rider and I'm not going to be able to defend it fully. So I was a little worried there, but I end up being able to defend, which you guys will see here shortly. But it was actually kind of insane how I defend. I was actually ready this time with it. I wish I had Vines in this deck, but again, we couldn't use Vines, which is why he went with this deck, because he knew I couldn't stop it. But he went P.E.K.K.A. in the back on the opposite lane. Why is he going P.E.K.K.A. in the back in the opposite lane? But anyways, the P.E.K.K.A. still comes back. He has got the Evo Baby Dragon. I'm like, oh shit. Like at this point, I'm like, he's going to have this massive counter push, and I'm not going to be able to defend it. Although we got 30 seconds left, the Evo Baby Dragon Ram Rider combo is actually insane. I don't really know why he went Ram Rider all the way in the back, to be honest. But he's got two P.E.K.K.A.s. All we have is Curse, but like the P.E.K.K.A.s are kind of blocking the Ram Rider from breaking through. And the Ram Rider does connect. But again, there's only 10 seconds left. He's got to get another Ram Rider down. We block the Prince with the Gob Giant. And then we just DPS it down because we have skeletons, we have Prince, we have goblins, we have minions. Able to take it out. If he had like arrows or, Evo Zap or something, we wouldn't have won that. But we won our second set after being down one game. Now our third set, we have Dragon, who at the time, he was like number 3 or number 6 in the world. And he's a mortar player, I believe. So this guy, really good player. And I decided to just go Golem first game. Because I didn't really know exactly like what he possibly could play. So I was just like, okay, I'm just going to go with what I'm, confident with. I actually kind of knew this was a minor rocket deck with Ice Wiz, a very defensive deck. Good pick on his part. He did end up winning this game. Although at one point I had like 3 pumps down and I felt like I had a good elixir advantage. The problem, you're going to see my problem with this game is that I did not split lane push. Because the rocket, he really has to rocket my pump or my Empress. He can't do both, which I was able to bait out. After this right here, I go Empress in the back, bait out his rocket. So then I'm able to go with my pump. I just Vine and Bar Barrel onto the Miner here. Now I'm like, okay. He doesn't have Miner for the pump. He has Rocket though. And I'm like, I should go pump. And it's like, no. Let's go with Empress and then bait out the rocket. Now he doesn't have miner in cycle. And at this point, I'm like, what a dumbass. I just won the game right here. Again, no miner in cycle. You're going to see, he's going to cycle back to his miner, though. It's not like he can't get back to it. But I'm literally ready. I'm waiting, ready for his miner. He does it, and I placed my berserker like a half second too late. And the miner still connects to the tower, which was just so dumb. But I do go with a golem. That's why he was able to kind of get me a little bit there. I just wasn't ready. I'm thinking, oh, he's just going to let the pump go. He's not going to do anything. No, he does go with it. But literally, I thought I placed the berserker in time. Guess I didn't. We still are able to save that one elixir from the pump, I guess. I get my Empress down, and I believe he rockets that. Or actually, I don't think he needs to, no. Yeah, he didn't even need to rocket that. He's got the Evo Valk, Evo Tesla, Ice Wiz. Absolute hard counter, which, I mean, like, it was just a good pick by him. But we lose this game just because I wasn't able to really break through at all. So I'm just going to move on to the next games. All right, here we got the second match. So the only two decks that he really was using was Mortar and that Miner Rocket deck here. And I believe he did win his other sets, which is why I'm like, okay, he's just going to go with that. It's his bread and butter. And that's why I picked this deck here, because we have Curse, we got Arrows, we got Rage. We can deal with those Skeleton Barrels, those Goblins, all that type of stuff here. So pretty glad that I picked this. And this push right here basically just won me the game. It was just such a good start. I knew he didn't have much. We Curse, Rage these Goblins, and Prince and Witch were just able to take out his Skeleton King. He did not ability, and then Prince connects, he fireballs late. But we got Goblins and Skeletons on the tower. And that's basically GG's. Like, when you're up like 2,000 damage against your opponent, this is what Sweep told me. He's like, when you're up 2,000 damage against somebody that's good, and you're also a good player, it's virtually like you basically win the game. And especially like in the first minute. So, huge fuck up by Dragon here, but we were able to just capitalize on that. And I was able to just kind of play passively. And he was playing a little too, like, he needed to be more aggressive, I believe. But I think, you know, he was just like, oh shit, like, he's up one game, you know, if he just plays defensively, maybe he'll end up breaking through. But the one thing, he could have won genuinely if he had Empress, but he wasn't running Empress with Mortar. I believe that's the best version of Mortar when they run Empress. But again, he just wasn't using it, so I was just able to, you know, kind of do my thing here. I believe we get a Prince here, and I'm not sure if we get much out of this, but Curse was just such a good card for this matchup because, you know, it took away the damage amplification. They did nerf Curse a decent bit, but it's still pretty useful. And I was pretty happy there. We had the Witch lock on to the Goblins there, take those out. And now it's just like, there's really no way I can lose. And I'm like, I feel like he just should have been like more aggressive. But like, again, he was like number 3, number 6 with Mortar. So I'm like, you know, a little worried here. I'm also playing a little bit passive. But I believe I go opposite lane here with the Gob Giant here. Because I know he doesn't like have much to kind of really stop it. And yeah, he wasn't really able to. He fireballs that, but it's a little too late. We get a nice arrow down because I knew he had to place his Goblin Gang or something. And then we get another nice curse. And that was pretty much just GG's right there. So now it is 1-1 against Dragon here. And at this point, I'm like, oh, is he playing Expo? No. I was expecting Graveyard. We didn't. He's playing Giant Graveyard right now. But again, I'm like, everybody's playing Graveyard. Like, you'll see a comment, like, people do be playing Graveyard quite a lot, and I had some good picks against it. But yeah, we have a nice hard counter here. There's a little bit of luck, though, because I was thinking that he was going to use that Witch variation, which we still would have had a good look. That Zap allows the battle ramp to connect to the tower. We take out the archers. Right now, I'm just feeling pretty good. I'm like, we got him. Like, there's no way we lose this. Like, I have a hard counter. We do Eva's there. I'm pretty low in elixir, so I believe he does like he does go giant pretty soon, I believe. Um, I think he just goes giant in the back, and then we get our P.E.K.K.A in the back as well to kind of do that. If he just went at the bridge though, earlier, he probably could have got, you know, some decent damage done, but I think he was scared. He was just like, I don't know, not really prepared. Didn't really know what to do. Probably thought I had more elixir than I did, but as soon as you're gonna see every time he goes bowler, I just go opposite lane with battle ram every single time, and he keeps doing it. Like I don't know why he kept doing it, but it's just like every time he went bowler, I'm just gonna go opposite lane with ram. So I don't know. I guess he's a mortar one trick and really doesn't know how to play too many other decks, which I'm kind of like a beatdown one trick, but like I'm not really one trick because I can play giant decks, I can play Goblin Giant, I can play P.E.K.K.A decks, I can play, you know, battle ram decks. I mean ram rider decks. Heavier decks, but I do know how to play multiple decks, except for bait and cycle. I hate bait and cycle, and I really hate those decks. So I don't really play them. Not that I can't. Like I've played log bait before in top ladder, and I beat a mirror matchup with log bait. There's just all the tiny interactions. I'm not really aware of them, but at this point I was a little worried. But we got Evo Zap. We had P.E.K.K.A down. I was just kind of waiting for him. Again, he goes bowler. I'm just going all in on the left here. He is able to defend. He's got Evo Snowball, minions, arrows. Yeah, I was a little worried, especially because I went Golden Knight there. But again, if I just played pretty safe, like there really was no way. Again, another bowler. Guess what I do? Battle Ram, Boss Bandit, and he doesn't have Evo Snow at this point, so it's really gotta try. I wish I had my Zap and Cycle though, but it doesn't really matter. The Barbarians still get on the tower, and that won us the game right there. If it connected, we probably could have won the game a little bit faster, but we didn't really need to, I don't know, speed things up. We just gotta play safe, keep doing what we're doing, keep playing them like a fiddle, avoid those archers, zap those minions. And he goes in on the left here. I was really worried because I was like, ah, should I go Mother Witch, get those piggies? Nah. We had to go Gold Knight and Ewiz there. Bandit just for the bowler. I was a little worried he was going to go in, but even if he did, again, another bowler. Guess what I do? He did not learn at all. We don't connect here. I do use my Evo Zap on those minions, which a little debatable. I'm not sure if I should have done that. We get a Golden Knight connection on the left. I'd go P.E.K.K.A that lane because I'm like, oh, he's gonna go in that lane, but then he doesn't. But I'm able to get Void down. Also with Zap, able to take those things out. Able to get Mother. I was really worried here. I'm like, oh no, I'm gonna choke. Evo Snowball came down, but we had Bandit there kind of helping. I was able to get down another Ewiz. Took a lot of damage there. Very, very worried. But I was like, okay, I'm just gonna go in here. Yeah, at this point, I was kind of tweaking, not gonna lie. Battle Ram does connect to the tower, though. And I believe we get, yeah, pretty much like the same damage. I just need to defend at this point. There's no way he can do that much damage. He doesn't have Evo Snowball and Cycle. So if I just, you know, get some damage to the tower here, they're just GG's, but a little worrying there at the end. Shouldn't really have went P.E.K.K.A, but working out anyway. And, you know, we're up. We are up 3-0 in CRL. And I'm just like, what the heck? I ended up finishing 5-4. One of my opponents ended up forfeiting. And I lost some games because I was switching decks. I didn't have picks well. I got countered pretty hard. I played XOP Sam, which he's a really good pro. And does really well. He's always in top ladder. Top finishes, but yeah, he countered the fuck out of me, and it was just pretty bad. So that's what I gotta do better, is just kind of have more decks than just what I have, because I was I was feeling pretty confident with these decks, no matter like who I was playing, genuinely. But I switched decks a lot, and against a player like Sam, I should have like we knew that he was gonna counter me because he was taking a while to pick his decks and whatnot. I'm like, oh shit, well, he's just gonna kind of. I was using the same decks every set, so you get you're very predictable. And yeah, dude, our bandit connected there. This guy, he just was not. Okay, so with this guy here, he played the same decks every single time. Very, like, again, predictable. And I knew he was gonna go Giant Prince, so we go with my P.E.K.K.A deck because P.E.K.K.A's, you know, it hard counters Prince. Now sometimes Giant decks can get the upper hand against P.E.K.K.A if you don't play correctly, but I played a lot of Giant. I kind of knew what was up, so I was able to just kind of play well and get that damage in pretty early, which helped us quite a lot. Battle Ram does not connect. At this point, I was like, oh shit, like, we're kind of fucked here. That shit was coming down fast. He zaps, cancels my ability. Yeah, at this point, I was pretty scared, because I'm like, shit, I pick up the perfect deck, like my best deck. Now, I could have used that Giant Prince deck, Goblin Giant Prince deck. Would have been a lot better. Dude, if we had damage amplification back with Curse, that would have been cooked. But he did spend a lot of elixir, so I'm like, okay, well, let's just get our Evo Zap, our Battle Ram. We might be able to get some hits. And the Barbarians end up being able to basically finish off the tower. We just need a Void Zap combo. Just creating as much pressure, knowing that he's trying to build a push. He's got to go Giant. He's got to do something, but we weren't really allowing him to really do that. And so he kind of builds his push pretty late. But we have P.E.K.K.A. We got Ewiz here. We got Zap. There's genuinely no way he was breaking through here. We take game 1. Now, like I said, every single duel set that this guy was doing, he was playing the exact same decks every single time. He went Giant Prince, no matter win or lose, and then he would go Sparky, Gob Giant Sparky. So I'm like, okay, what would be my best deck against Sparky? The Executioner deck probably would have been a lot better. But I was like, okay, I have Spirit Empress, I have Baby Dragon, and I have Vines. That's probably going to be the best deck against Sparky here. So I went with it. Now, I did get kind of reamed pretty early on, so you guys will kind of see. Even though I had Empress, even though I had Baby Dragon, it didn't really matter. I didn't really have the best responses there either. We're spending 8 elixir to counter a Lumberjack. But, yeah, he ends up getting Gob Giant down, and it's just like, I have to go Empress, and I have to go Berserker to stop my Empress, but he goes minions at the bridge and mini P.E.K.K.A. I just have nothing. And the minions just kind of shred everything. My Empress dies. Spirit Goblins take it out. And at this point, like, the game's cooked. Like, I'm not really able to make a comeback here. So I'm just gonna skip to the second game. But yeah, just unfortunate. Hard counter. Alright, and for the last game, he plays Mega Knight Ram Rider. So I was like, okay, I've played against Mega Knight Ram Rider already, and I played this deck, and it went well, although it was a little scary. Still gonna keep going with what works. I felt like this would have been a lot better than... I mean, the other deck that I have with Boss Bandit Ram Rider could have been good, but I knew that since he had Mega Knight, that it would have been hard for me, and he would have big counter pushes, so I felt like this deck, I'm just more comfortable with it. Although the other one could have been better, I just wasn't confident with it as well. And having 2 Ram Riders like go up against each other, I feel like it could have been good for me. I did have like a cheaper cycle, but again, I just wasn't comfortable with it. And at this point, I was like, ah, shit, like, that's a lot of damage. I was really worried. I'm like, how am I gonna be able to get this damage in? Because, you know, again, when you're down that much on your tower this early on in the game, it's pretty much GG's, but I'm goated, so that's why I won this. But we're able to just kite this Berserker with Gob Giant, cycle the Evos. That's kind of what I'm doing at this point. And then I just go in. I knew he was a little bit down, but not much because again he had a Mega Knight. I was thinking he was down way more elixir than he was, which is kind of why I went in. I don't really regret going in because we did DPS down his Mega Knight quite a lot. I was able to get my Evil Witch, but it wasn't really the best because now I can't really defend his Ram Rider too well. Surprise! He had Snowball, but he didn't Snowball there. If he did, Tower pretty much would have been gone here. But I'm able to get this counter push going. Evil Witch just gets so much value, so, like such a good card, and he had Spirit Empress too, which he just wasn't able to stop our Prince, and our Witch and Prince just get so much damage in there. At this point, I was like, all right, screw the right. I'm just gonna go all in. He goes first in the back. I'm like, okay, this is it. We're just gonna go, and I'm gonna go Goblin Giant. I'm gonna go with my Witch. I don't even care about the left. Classic Golem player mindset. And we're just gonna 3-crown him. And that's basically what we end up doing. It was a little scary though. You're gonna see here. It wasn't as we don't 3-crown in this push right here. But pretty close though. If you didn't get that Empress down, I was feeling pretty confident, but I was taking so much damage there. I'm like, it's fine, you know, just some fire spirits. I go Goblin Machine on the right. Probably should have just waited, but and Prince, I'm like, I'm going for it. Not even thinking, oh, you know, he could go Ram Rider, and I'm kind of screwed here. He has Evo Snowball, the Ram Rider, the Fireball. I genuinely thought I was losing here. Berserker was getting some decent damage, but because I went Prince and God Machine, we were able to just... He didn't really have many ground troops. He didn't have enough elixir for Mega Knight, so he had to go with Empress. He had to go with Berserker. Wasn't enough, and we got the clutch 3-crown. A little worrying at the end, but I was pretty confident. Now, this is my last duel set of the day. I'm not showing you guys my losses. Video would be too long. Just make dumb mistakes, change my decks. But we're up against Lunaria. I lose this set, but I came back and played my last 2 games perfectly. Now the second game I should have won. I should have 2-0'd him. But this game is so beautiful. My second game, I just need to learn from my mistakes, and that's kind of why I'm going to show it. But this game is the most insane game of the day, and it was my last set, and I would have been 6-3 on the night, and I probably would have finished within top 100. And if I won just 2 more duel sets, I probably would have gotten top 32. I'm not even kidding. I think I might have had enough crowns to actually qualify for top 32. And doing it without switching decks and having a coach or whatever, which I had my friend help me, but he wasn't really coaching me on what decks to use. I was kind of making the like executive decisions when it came to like which decks I would use. We were both looking up on API, just kind of observing. He was helping quite a lot, but I feel like I am a good enough player to where like I know what I need to do in game. So at this point, I'm like, okay, you know, this guy picked perfectly. He knows that I've been going Golem, and he's gonna go P.E.K.K.A. Gob Giant with Fisherman, the perfect hard counter. And you guys are just gonna see that I make the greatest comeback you're ever gonna see. Now I have a tendency to come back against hard counters, and you know, after being down, but I feel like a lot of people in this situation, they would get really discouraged, to get really mad, they would just give up. I know a lot of people that would just give up in these situations, like, but what I know is like, okay, I have a pump down, I got my Evo Lumberjack, I'm gonna have my Evo Baby Dragon, maybe I could make something happen with Empress. But there's literally 35 seconds left. A P.E.K.K.A. God Machine Ewiz, and mind you, he still has Fisherman. How did I come back? We get Vines down, take out the Ewiz. We're able to snipe down that God Machine. The Baby Dragon spooks up the Golem. He does have Fisherman. Kind of really bad Fisherman. P.E.K.K.A. almost takes out Baby Dragon. Baby Dragon's at 1 HP. We're boosting up the Lumberjack. We're boosting up the Spirit Empress. We're boosting up the Berserker. I'm able to Vine the Machine. Vine the Ewiz. Berserker's on the tower. Evo Lumber gets 1 hit. Empress is on the tower. We take the tower last second clutch. At this point, I'm like, what the fuck? We almost leaked some valuable elixir there. I go another pump down here, which was a good idea, but any more pumps than that would have been overkill. And again, like, even defending these pushes, I don't really know how I did it, to be honest. Like, again, this guy had such a hard counter, but I was just able to get some really good defenses in. The Evo Baby Dragon, the Empress was doing a lot. He didn't have vines quick enough there, but at this point I'm like, oh, I'm cooked, how am I defending this? And then we go, it's just vines. Vines was just broken as fuck, so that's how we defended it. But at this point I'm like, how am I gonna break through? But you're gonna see we do another last second 30-second push, golem push. And right here, this is a very important golem, because I knew that if I did another naked push with Empress, with Baby Dragon, he was just going to be able to take it out. We needed something to distract those troops so we could DPS them down, and that's what we ended up doing. We're able to take out this P.E.K.K.A. Empress is still alive, kicking it, which is great. And we're able to get some decent counter push. Although he has another P.E.K.K.A. down, his Ewiz is at 1 HP. I'm like, okay, you know, it's not over yet. Vines perfectly on that P.E.K.K.A. God Machine. We're able to take it out. At this point, like 25 seconds left. Golem at the bridge with against a P.E.K.K.A. Like, how do I win this? Bro has Fisherman too. I go Lumberjack in the pocket, anticipating him to go Fisherman. He still ends up going it. I go with the Bar Barrel here. We go with the Evo Baby Dragon. Evo Baby Dragon is so essential here. We go Berserker. Berserker runs, but he's not in time. My Baby Dragon connects to the tower to get like 2 last hits, and we end up clutching the first game. I was like so happy with this. I was like, yo, let's go. And then I was expecting him to go Graveyard next game. And what do? I pick my P.E.K.K.A. deck with the Mother Witch, because I'm guessing he's gonna go Graveyard. So I pick my decks perfectly. Not the first game. I knew he was gonna play some sort of deck, but I believe he was playing Mortar a lot. So I was like, okay, no matter what, I should have a good matchup as long as I play well. I had the perfect counter for this match, and I lose last second. I literally played well the entire time, and then we just lose last second. I kind of just want to show you guys the end of it, because I'll just kind of skip through it. You'll just see that I'm able to just get some chip damage in with my piggies the entire time and whatever. But it really boils down to this last push right here. So it's pretty menacing, but I'm just like, okay, I just need to defend. I'm up, you know, around 800 damage here. We just get a Golden Knight. 10 seconds left. I got this in the bag, you know? But you're going to see that sneaky Barbarian there. 1, 2, 3 hits on the tower, and I lose because of it. Because of that bar barrel reaching the tower. And then I ended up losing my third game because he had Mortar Empress, and I was using Ram Rider Lightning. It just wasn't good. But we ended up finishing top 116 CRL. I started off 4-1. At one point, I was top 20, and I was top 30, top, you know, 40, 60, 70. I was really happy. Top 160 for my second CRL performance. Wasn't really that prepared. Just kind of went with what felt right and made some mistakes. But, you know, that's what you got to do. You got to take these experiences, learn from those mistakes. And next year, I'm going to be grinding for 8 months. I'm going to still get coaching. I'm going to make sure I have a coach for this. And we're going to take this shit more seriously. I'm going to get top 32 next year in one of the qualifiers. And it's going to be a lot of fun. So, hope you guys enjoyed watching the video. Leave a like, subscribe. And I'm going to be trying to make more Golem related content. Maybe not daily, but at least just keep up weekly, a couple times a week. Maybe end up being a daily thing, but yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.